What's going on, broskies? My name's Shivoki, and today is a very special day. I have a cool video for you guys. I'm excited about talking about all these cool things, and I know you guys will be stoked about it too. Now, a lot of rumor and ideas have been running around the Smite community about the next upcoming 3 gods. Now, the cool thing about this, guys, is I actually have 100% proof, and I can tell you right now that all 3 of these gods are coming out, and I will be saying them in actual order they will be coming out, which I believe. It's not 100% true which will be coming out in order, but I believe this is the order. It makes sense because we've been lacking on some Japanese gods lately. You know what I mean? So this is what I think. Really excited about this one, guys. So I have a friend who, of course, who's in data mining, and I also, like I said, I have proof about actual voice commands on the new Nox skin and others like that who had directed taunts towards these new gods that are coming out. So really cool stuff. In this video, guys, I'll be going over the new gods, their abilities, their lore, everything about them, and also I'd really appreciate in the comment section down below, you guys let me know what you guys think about the new gods, and also what gods would you like to see in the game of Smite. A lot of you guys asked me that question, and I would love to extend that question to you guys as well. This is a really cool thing. Now, first off, guys, we're looking at Susanoo, the Japanese god of summer storms, a relative of Tsukuyomi, and of course, Amaterasu. I'm very excited about him. He's gonna be a mage, in my opinion. I looked over his kit. It doesn't say anywhere he's a mage, but I really believe he's gonna be a mage, and I'm really excited about going over him and telling you guys about his lore and all that stuff. Second is Fafnir, the Norse dragon god of the Norse pantheon. I already said that. He's a Norse dragon god of greed. He's a really cool addition to Smite, I believe. And it's cool because he's gonna be a fucking guardian. We need a guardian. We need more guardians. I love this. It's so cool. So it's a really cool idea. I'm hoping to see kind of like a Sobek type thing with him, but not be Sobek. I would like to see him actually take the form of a dragon the entire time, because Jingwei, she's part bird, part human, but in a lot of lore and a lot of drawings from the Chinese pantheon, she's actually meant to be a full-fledged on bird, but she's not. So cool stuff about him. Now, lastly, of course, is Tsukuyomi, the Japanese god of the moon, another relative, like I said, to Amaterasu and Susanoo. So they're all brothers and sisters. They're bros. They're a family. They love each other. Minus Susanoo is a shithead, but we'll go over that in the next part. Now, guys, let's get on to first looking at Susanoo. First, let's cover Susanoo's mythology. I'm a huge fan of the Japanese pantheon, and I'm a big fan of anything that comes from Japan. Now, sadly, guys, I'm not perfect, so I will definitely not be getting every pronunciation correct, so please, in the comment section, do not troll me for saying one thing wrong, because I'm not a weeaboo. Sorry, my friends. Now, according to Japanese mythology, Susanoo is a powerful god of the summer. He's a very big badass, basically. He's also the brother to Amaterasu, the goddess of sun, and Tsukuyomi, the god of moon. All 3 were born from Izanagi, when he would wash his face clean of all the pollutants of Yomi, which is the underworld. Amaterasu was born when Izanagi washed out the left eye, Tsukuyomi was with the right eye, and Susanoo was washed from his nose. So Susanoo is kind of like the booger of the Japanese pantheon. He also used this weapon called Tatsuka no Tsurugi as his weapon, which is a very powerful weapon, was actually used to kill one of Amaterasu's workers and destroy her rice fields, which made her very angry, and he did this basically because he's a very mean person. Now, the weapon Tatsuka no Tsurugi used to be his father's weapon, Izanagi. It actually helped kill the offspring of Kagu-Tsuchi, which is said to be a very bad person in the pantheon. But the cool thing is this is actually called the Sword of Length of 10 Fists. Not sure what that means, but it sounds pretty badass. It caused a lot of problems between all the siblings, and I'm really excited to see if that's what he uses in Smite. We'll find out, I guess. Now, the next part is going to be his ability, which I'm really excited to go over. They actually literally just got updated from my friend. He sent me it. They approved that he's going to be assassin, so I kind of want to go back and change the beginning of the video, but I'm not going to because I think this could be wrong. They could be trolling the data mining site, which is definitely a thing, but this is a really exciting thing to see. Now, Susanoo, here are his abilities. He's supposed to be hitting really fast and pretty hard for his basic attack, which is kind of cool. He hits 100% with physical power, so basically he scales pretty damn well with basic attacks, which definitely makes it sound like he's an assassin. Now, his passive is for each trained ability past the first that is off of cooldown, Susanoo gets an additional movement speed. So it seems like once he trains an ability and it's off of cooldown, so say he levels his 1 and it becomes off of cooldown, for that a period of time, he moves 8% faster. So that definitely right there screams assassin to me, and a great jungler at that. So we might be seeing a new jungle metacom. Also, we'll be having a new jungler, which is really cool to see. Now, ability 1 is supposed to be called Fickle Headwinds. It slows Susanoo commands the winds to blow in opposing directions, dealing damage in the area in front of him. Enemies in the center of the attack are pulled towards him, while enemies outside the center are knocked back. The damage is supposed to be 160 plus 60% of his physical power. Now, the cost is supposed to be at max level 60 mana with an 18-second cooldown. So this definitely seems like the thing he'd go in with and kind of pop it for a setup. Kind of like ganking. So it's really cool. I'm really excited to see this in gameplay, and I'm excited to see what they do with the knockback and also the pull in. It could be hard to land, it could be hard to really master, but we'll find out when we see him. The ability 2 is supposed to be called Storm Kata. Susanoo takes a small lunge forward, damaging the first enemy he hits and traveling past them. If it successfully hits, he has a short window during where he can reactivate the ability and hit all enemies in a short cone. If both are successful, he may reactivate it one final time to damage all enemies in a circle before falling slightly backwards. To me, this sounds like a ninja dash. Like you dash forward, swing your blade, come back, swing your blade again, and come back again, swing your blade one more time. Really fucking badass if you ask me. This right here, another thing that screams assassin, which I'm really cool to see. But I'm kind of bummed out. This might mean Tsukuyomi might not be assassin. Or he could be assassin, we'll find out, but according to his lore, he better be a fucking assassin. I'll cry my eyes out if Tsukuyomi's a mage. But really, really cool thing. It's supposed to be hitting 110 plus 65% of his physical power per fucking hit. I hope it's a lie, because that's some pretty immense damage, but it might be hard to land. It might be a definitely really hard skill shot where you have to land through all of them, kind of like a Ratatosk or Dash, something like that. But the cooldown is supposed to be a max of 12 seconds but it's really, really big cooldown early game. 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12 at max level. Now, ability 3 is called Cyclone Dash, well, that's what they're calling it at least. It's actually a block ability, kind of like a Nemesis shield almost. Susanoo swings his blades around him rapidly, deflecting all incoming basic attacks in a whirlwind of steel as he dashes forward. After dashing, Susanoo's next 3 basic attacks within 6 seconds cause his target to bleed, taking damage every 0.5 seconds for 1 second. So right here, this says, okay, his best defense is also a great offense. He's getting hurt, he's in a team fight, he dashes forward, he hits somebody, deflecting damage, he's making them bleed for 40% of his physical power plus 90 damage. Also, they're bleeding for 100 per tick, plus 60% of your physical damage. I don't know how many times it ticks, but holy fuck, that's ridiculous, guys. Oh, 0.5 seconds for 1 second. So it's a very short bleed, but that's still some pretty nice damage. Okay, it's a short bleed, thank God, but still. So I'm really excited to see this whole combination. It almost seems like he would go in with the 2, and once he starts getting hit or attacked, he'll go in with a 3, and then finish off with a 1, blowing them away or blowing them towards him, which seems more plausible for a gank. Really, really cool. Now the ultimate's supposed to be called Typhoon Deployable. I hope the name changes because it's kind of weird, but Susanoo summons a hurricane at his location that begins stationary and relatively small. Susanoo may reactivate this ability to launch the storm forward, knocking up opponents in its path, which is cool. Knock up guys, Wheelix, where you at, my girl, or anybody that knockups alone are just badass. I love them. Until he does so, the storm pulls enemies towards its center and grows large over time. So you don't really have to do this. I'm not sure how long it lasts. I'm assuming that it doesn't last forever. The cooldown is 100 seconds on this, but I'm thinking that if you don't let it go forward, it won't ever go forward. But then again, I think it can be kind of dumb. So it almost seems like he can go behind somebody, dash behind them, and knock them into tower. If not, if they're in tower, he can pop it down and have them stay there stationary while it's sucking them in for really crazy plays. I mean, Giannis ults, Hades ults, Odin jump, anything crazy like that, Ho Yi ults. So I'm really excited to see what this brings to the game, definitely. But the damage is supposed to be 180 plus 65% of his physical power, and the damage per tick is 35 plus 10% of his physical power. And like I said, they go on a 100-second cooldown with 6 ticks. So 6 ticks of 35 damage plus 10% of his physical power. So pretty decent damage, guys. So that's basically Susanoo's kit. I would love to hear what you guys think about it. It's a very, very cool thing. Now these next 2 gods, Fafnir and Tsukuyomi, do not have too much information to go over with. Like I said already, I already went over a lot with Tsukuyomi, with Susanoo, and Fafnir actually doesn't have that much lore to go over with. He's kind of a really short-storied god, but I'm really excited to talk about him. And also the abilities when it comes to that, guys, there's actually nothing set in stone yet, but I can go over what I would love to see happen to these guys in Smite, and also basically what I hope happens. Because all hope is desires and dreams when it comes to these last 2. Now, Fafnir is the son of Fafnir, which is a dwarf king, according to Norse mythology, which is really cool. He was basically a normal dwarf, son of a really powerful king, and he was very, very greedy. He went to war, and he was always the first person at the end of the war to go back to the keep and make sure all that gold was his, all the crowns, all the rings, all that stuff. He's a very big pimp daddy G when it came to the Norse mythology. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a gangster. What's up? Now, after being affected by this thing called Andvari's ring, it was a ring of gold, and it made him basically turn into a dragon. I think According to mythology, they planted this ring in a keep, and when he put the ring on, he became a dragon. It changed him forever. It enraged him. He was very powerful and strong and very demonic. And then with this, he basically wanted to be a very greedy dragon still and sleep in a giant pile of gold where no one could touch him. But of course, Sigurd's like, yo bro, you can't be causing all these problems. And Sigurd actually killed him. Sigurd's a very, very close relative to Odin, Loki, and Honir. So that's a cool thing about him. Now let's go over my beliefs. I would love to see his abilities, or maybe a passive, be like this. Now, Hi-Rez has always done a fantastic job with incorporating, the lore into the abilities and passives, and I don't really have an idea what I want for abilities, to be honest. I would love to see some new type of CC for abilities. That'd be really cool. But for a passive, I have a really cool idea that I hope they kind of take a part of and do this. Now, I hope basically every time he buys an item or finishes an item out completely, he gains a certain amount of protection. So basically at full build, it'd be cool to see him have 60 protections, like 10 protections per every item. So it'd be important to rush a full build. That would be a really different approach to Smite. A lot of people can go, oh yeah, I'm gonna start part of Breastplate of Valor, and then go boots, but it also give you a very important reason to go boots first to get the protections and all that cool stuff. So it'd be different. I would also, like I said, love to see a new type of CC. And I would love to see it as a really tanky tank. Not some like Kefri guy where he's just straight, hey, I'm a support, or Ares. I want to see someone that can just take a fuck ton of damage. That'd be really cool in my opinion, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And my most anticipated Japanese god coming out for the Japanese Pantheon, of course, is Tsukuyomi no Mikoto, but they'll probably just call him Tsukuyomi in Smite, which is not a problem. He is the Japanese god of the moon, related to Susanoo, and of course, related to Amaterasu. There's not much lore to go over with. There's one thing that kind of surprised me. After climbing a celestial ladder, Tsukuyomi lived in the heavens, also known as Takamakahara, with his sister Amaterasu, the sun goddess, who he also later became his wife. So I'm not sure if that's true. I don't think he married his sister. If it happened, maybe he's from Kentucky. My apologies to my Kentucky fans, but I'm a little different. Tsukuyomi once angered Amaterasu when he killed Ukimochi, the goddess of food. Amaterasu once sent Tsukuyomi to represent her at the feast presented by Ukimochi. The goddess Ukimochi can spit out food out of her mouth. She looked at the ocean and a fish came out. She looked at the forest and game came out. And finally turned to a rice paddy and copped up a bowl of rice. Tsukuyomi was utterly disgusted by the fact of that. Although it looked exquisite, the meal made him disgusted and he killed her. So he doesn't like gross people, so watch out, Bacchus, you're going to get fucked up by Tsukuyomi. Now when Amaterasu found out that Tsukuyomi killed Ukimochi, the goddess of food, she was very angry. She basically said, I will never look at you again. I want you to wait for me forever, never looking at you again, hate your face, which is kind of surprising because according to lore in most places, they're actually still cool. Now, she never looked at Tsukuyomi again, forever moving to another part of the sky. This is the reason why day and night are never together. In the later version of mythology, Ukimochi is killed by Susanoo instead. So I'm assuming that Susanoo is the reason of this genre of Smite. I don't think they're going to go over with Tsukuyomi, because Tsukuyomi is basically cool with Amaterasu, according to a lot of comments Amaterasu says with her voice commands in the patch coming out soon here, but I really believe that Susanoo is the reason that Ukimochi's dead, but still a really cool spin on the Japanese Pantheon. Now, I'm not a weeaboo, but when it comes to Tsukuyomi, I'm kind of a weeaboo. I would love to see this badass assassin come from this guy. I know Susanoo is probably an assassin, and if that's true, make him a fucking warrior, because I want Tsukuyomi to be assassin. Plain simple, no ifs, ands, or buts, make it happen Hi-Rez. Now, I would love to see dashes and invisibility and 7-sided strikes like a monk from Diablo 3. I want to see this really unique ninja freaking shinobi badass kit. And for an ultimate, I have a really cool idea, and let me know what you guys think about this one. I would love for him to like kind of go immune and hold his katana and dash forward, kind of like a Mercury ult, but not as fast, but pretty fucking fast, and go through them, and everyone he hits gets slowed, but the last target gets stunned for like 2 seconds and gets hit harder. I think it'd be a really cool thing to be, kind of disrupt the team fight. Be kind of cool, or something that could be a really good initializer and even a good finisher. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Kind of a cool idea in my opinion. But for a passive, I have no idea. I would love to see the moon, to kind of take place in that, but we'll see. Hi-Rez is usually really good at making unique gods and also partaking in their lore and all that stuff. So that's cool. But in the comments down below, I'd love to hear what you guys think about Tsukuyomi Fafnir, and Susanoo. Any ideas or things you think would be really cool, please let me know below up that comment section with creative and cool ideas. Alright broski, that's it for the video. I really enjoyed making it and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Be sure to like to show support. Every like really helps out. It helps the channel so much, and we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, and when we get there, I'm going to flip out. You guys have been so amazing with all the support. It's been insane lately. I also make Overwatch videos, Dark Souls 3 videos, and of course Smite God guides, and all that cool stuff like my Wombo combo series as well, which is coming out very soon for both Smite and Overwatch, so stay tuned for that one, guys. Now, I really enjoyed making this, guys, so please subscribe for more amazing content from your boy Shivoki, and have a fantastic day. Deuces, motherfuckers. Deuces.